Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are facing a legal showdown that could dramatically reshape one of their most high-profile business ventures, because the Kansas City Chiefs superstars have been sued for trademark infringement over the name of their luxury steakhouse, 1587 Prime, and what started as a celebratory fusion of their jersey numbers is now at the center of a heated intellectual property battle that has fans, legal experts, and business insiders buzzing across the country. The number 1587 was supposed to be symbolic, 15 for Patrick Mahomes, 87 for Travis Kelce, two of the most recognizable jersey numbers in modern NFL history combined into a single brand. For Chiefs Kingdom, it wasn't just a number, it was a statement. It represented Super Bowl runs, playoff heroics, impossible comebacks, and the kind of chemistry that only comes around once in a generation. When the two announced they were launching a high-end steakhouse in Kansas City under the name 1587 Prime, it felt like destiny, a natural extension of their partnership, a power move off the field that mirrored their dominance on it. The restaurant opened with serious fanfare. Located inside the Lowe's Kansas City Hotel, 1587 Prime was positioned as more than just a steakhouse. It was marketed as an experience. Upscale ambiance, premium cuts of beef, dramatic lighting, curated cocktails, private dining rooms designed for exclusivity. The interior blended modern luxury with subtle nods to football culture, not over-the-top memorabilia, but refined touches that reminded guests they were stepping into something created by champions. Reservations were booked weeks in advance. Fans flew in from out of state just to say they dined at Mahomes and Kelce's restaurant. Social media lit up with photos of branded napkins, signature cocktails, custom steaks, and of course, the sleek 1587 logo stamped everywhere from menus to merchandise. For many, eating at 1587 Prime wasn't just about food, it was about proximity to greatness. But just months after opening its doors, that same brand is under legal attack. A Boston-based footwear and apparel company operating under the name 1587 claims it has been using the number commercially since 2023. According to the lawsuit, the company argues that Kelce and Mahomes' use of 1587, especially on branded apparel, infringes on their trademark rights. They claim that consumers have already expressed confusion, with some allegedly believing the sneaker brand and the steakhouse are connected. And that word, confusion, is everything. Trademark law revolves around the likelihood of confusion. It doesn't require proof that the defendants intentionally copied anything. It doesn't require proof of bad faith. What matters is whether an average customer could reasonably believe the two brands are affiliated. Courts examine multiple factors: similarity of the marks, similarity of goods or services, channels of trade, marketing methods, and evidence of actual confusion. At first glance, sneakers and steak dinners seem worlds apart, different industries, different audiences, different purposes. But the complication lies in merchandise. 1587 Prime isn't just serving filet mignon, it's selling hoodies, hats, t-shirts, and lifestyle apparel bearing the 1587 branding. And once you enter the apparel market, you're no longer just a restaurant. That overlap is the heart of the lawsuit. If a customer scrolls online and sees a hoodie labeled 1587, would they automatically assume it's from the steakhouse, or could they reasonably think it's connected to the sneaker company? If the branding is similar enough, courts may see a problem. If the branding is distinct and context makes it clear, the defendants could have a strong defense. The timeline makes it even intense. Both sides claim priority in different ways. Trademark disputes often hinge on who used the mark first in commerce, not just who filed paperwork first. First use in commerce is a powerful concept. It means the first party to actively sell goods or services under a specific mark may gain priority rights in certain categories. That's where lawyers on both sides are likely digging deep, examining dates of first sales, marketing launches, domain registrations, and product releases. This is no longer just branding, it's strategy. And consider the magnitude of the names involved. Patrick Mahomes isn't simply a quarterback, he's arguably the face of the NFL. Multiple Super Bowl victories, league MVP honors, a generational arm talent. His endorsements span global brands. His business portfolio includes stakes in professional sports teams and ventures that extend far beyond football. Travis Kelce, already considered one of the greatest tight ends of all time, has seen his celebrity expand into mainstream pop culture. His relationship with Taylor Swift propelled him into a new stratosphere of fame, placing him at the center of entertainment headlines as well as sports coverage. His jersey sales skyrocketed, his name recognition became international. Together, they are a marketing powerhouse. When those two names attach to a brand, that brand carries immense weight, which is why this lawsuit feels bigger than just numbers on a logo. Public reaction has been passionate and divided. Chiefs fans argue that 15 and 87 belong in football history, that combining them is a tribute to their partnership, not a commercial theft. Many supporters see the lawsuit as an attempt to leverage the athlete's visibility. But business observers are urging caution. Trademark law is not about sentiment, it's about legal rights. Smaller companies rely on trademark protection to prevent being overshadowed by larger entities. If a court determines that the sneaker company built a recognizable brand around 1587 first, that could complicate things for the restaurant. Behind the scenes, legal teams are likely preparing for an intense discovery process. They may analyze consumer surveys. They may examine marketing campaigns. They may gather examples of misdirected customer inquiries. Evidence of real-world confusion can be persuasive in court. And then there's the financial impact. Rebranding 1587 Prime would not be a minor adjustment. It would involve redesigning logos, signage, menus, merchandise inventory, online platforms, promotional materials, and potentially renegotiating business partnerships. It would also mean risking the loss of brand equity already built around the name. Brand equity is the intangible value tied to recognition and emotional attachment. For Chiefs fans, 1587 already symbolizes memories, touchdowns, celebrations, championship parades. Changing that could weaken the emotional pull.
Merchandise revenue is another factor. Celebrity-backed restaurants often generate substantial profits from apparel sales. Fans want souvenirs that carry significance. If apparel sales are restricted or modified, that could reduce a key revenue stream. At the same time, critics have begun scrutinizing the restaurant's performance. Some reviews praise the ambiance and premium offerings. Others question whether the experience justifies the high price point. Legal controversy can amplify criticism, placing additional pressure on a young establishment. For Mahomes and Kelce, the timing couldn't be more sensitive. Both remain active players at the height of their careers. Their focus is championships, playoff positioning, maintaining dynasty status. Legal distractions are never ideal during competitive seasons. Yet, this is the modern athlete reality. Today's superstars aren't just players, they are entrepreneurs. They launch brands, they invest in startups, they build hospitality ventures. With that expansion comes exposure to legal complexities many athletes of previous generations never faced. Trademark disputes have challenged celebrities before. Even well-intentioned branding choices can conflict with existing businesses. Intellectual property law doesn't make exceptions for fame. Still, settlement remains very possible. Many trademark cases end not in dramatic trials, but in negotiated agreements. Coexistence arrangements could allow both parties to operate under certain conditions. Licensing agreements might be considered. Adjustments to product categories or branding presentation could resolve the conflict without dismantling the restaurant. But until resolution comes, the tension remains. This story goes beyond legal technicalities. It raises broader questions about identity and commercialization. When a number becomes iconic through sports achievement, who owns its commercial use? Can cultural significance outweigh prior business use? Should symbolic meaning influence trademark analysis? For fans, 1587 is a celebration of chemistry. Mahomes scrambling under pressure, Kelce finding space in coverage, the roar of Arrowhead Stadium as another touchdown connects them in highlight reels. For a business claiming rights, 1587 represents branding efforts, design work, marketing campaigns, and investment long before the restaurant opened. Two perspectives, one number, and a federal court will eventually interpret the law to determine how those perspectives intersect. Kansas City finds itself watching closely. The city embraced Mahomes and Kelce as heroes. Their restaurant symbolized loyalty to the community that supported them. It was a brick-and-mortar extension of their legacy. Now, that legacy faces legal scrutiny. As proceedings unfold, filings and counter-arguments will shape public perception. Will the court find meaningful overlap? Will it determine industries are sufficiently distinct? Will consumer surveys tip the scale? Whatever the outcome, this case highlights the delicate balance between personal branding and intellectual property law. The name 1587 once symbolized unity between quarterback and tight end. Now it symbolizes a legal crossroads. And in the high-stakes world of celebrity business, even numbers can carry consequences. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.